Alright, that's good. Hello, everybody. I love Dead by Daylight. It is one of my favorite games, and I'm going to tell you right now, this new patch, what patch is it? I can't find it, whatever, I don't give a crap. The newest update, that's on July 4th, America's birthday, okay? You Norwegian, Swedish, whatever the frick, European freak boys need to not sully our birthday with this crap freaking update, okay? Let me tell you about this update. Okay, so, Dead by Daylight before, each side, the killer and the survivor, had 4 separate categories. You had to get like 10,000 blood points across 4 categories, and then you pip. Yay! If you got like 7,000, above 7,000 but below 10,000, you didn't pip but you didn't lose a pip. Below 7,000, you lost a pip. Simple enough, right? That affects. This is what causes this relationship between the killer and the survivor, okay? This causes this relationship where the killer has to chase. He needs those hunting points. The killer has to use their special item. They need deviousness points. They have to hook the people multiple times. I mean, I guess they don't have to, but it's super helpful if you hook them multiple times. That's to get those sacrificing points. And brutality. They need to smack them. They need to smack them upside the head. They need to break generators. They need to break pallets. This causes the killer to have to do certain things in order to win. Now, of course, it's a little confusing when I went around, chased someone for the entire game, broke every board, damaged 20 generators, and maybe hooked one person, and it says disgraceful defeat when I didn't, because I didn't kill anyone, but I still got a pip. And, like, yeah, I still got a pip, so technically I won. And it's kind of weird that it says disgraceful defeat. I don't care, alright? Like, if that's literally the only reason why they're getting rid of this, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, alright? Killer goals. This is the new way that killers win. Killers no longer win the same way survivors win. Survivors still have the old way. Killers now have this new thing where it's all centered around the hook, which is the stupidest thing they could have ever done, ever. People think that this is going to cause less camping. This is going to cause more camping because you now only need 7 killer goal points in order to not lose your pip. So, let me explain to you something. Pretty much, the way killer goal points works is when you put someone on the hook, you get 1 killer goal point for putting them on the hook. You can get 1 of those points for each survivor. When they go into the second phase of the struggling phase, you now got another killer goal. Congratulations, you now have 2 killer goals. And again, you can get 1 of those for each survivor. And then, once they go into the third phase, or the death phase, you get a point for them going into that phase, and you also get a point for them dying. So you can get up to 4 points for each person. Now, where does this all fall apart? This falls apart when the main concern of every survivor is camping. Camping is the bane of every survivor's existence. It's what every survivor complains about. It's what nobody wants ever. Camping makes everyone mad. Personally, it doesn't make me mad. I get mad at my team when we lose to camping because, yeah, that's for an entire another video anyway. The matter of the fact is, when you camp, if it's a smart team, they're going to leave you to camp and start generators. Now, if you camp someone for an entire hook life, 3 generators can be started. 3 generators can be started in one person's full hook life. So if you're sitting there like an idiot, they just got 3 generators. Now if you go hit down another person, put them on the hook, and then camp them, and the other people go and they start generators, that's 2 generators. 3 plus 2, that's 5 generators. Boom! The killer just lost because he might have gotten those sacrifice points, but they got all those generators up, and the killer didn't get enough brutality, didn't get enough deviousness, didn't get enough hook points, didn't get enough anything because he was camping those kills while everyone else was starting up generators. It's the team that's to blame for camping. Now with this new killer system, the killer is no longer punished for camping. You can do that same exact thing where you camp an entire person, get your entire 4 points, and then boom, you find another person, camp them, get another 4 points. That's 8 points you have. You no longer lose a pip for camping. You no longer lose a pip for camping, period. You could be against the best team in the entire world where they're like, oh, he's camping, let's go start generators, and you will not lose a pip. Killers are no longer punished for camping. The matter of the fact is, Camping is a strategy for altruistic survivors. If I am a killer and I see that the survivors are being altruistic no matter what, I will camp because I know they're going to come get their friends and I'm going to get more kills that way. If I see that this team doesn't give a crap about altruism when I'm camping, then boom, I'm going to go check generators after I put someone on a hook. And if they get someone off the hook, so be it. I now get more points for putting them on the hook again. It's a matter of camping is a legitimate strategy used by noobs, used against noobs that noobs complain about. And this no longer punishes for camping no matter what. And, sirens.
Go die somewhere else.
Yeah. So camping is now a viable option. Though you might not gain a pip, you're definitely not going to lose one. And again, if you go against those bad survivors who are still going to try to be altruistic against a camper, then you're going to still pip. Again, sometimes there are good survivors. Sometimes there are good survivors that can still do that altruism with a camper, where so one person drives the camper off and the other one gets them off the hook and use borrowed time and will make it to heal them up and whatever. But I'm talking about the basic, what most people complain about. Now, the matter of the fact is, this new system also messes with the balance of the entire game. The matter of the fact is, before a killer had to use their special weapon. They had to. The hillbilly has to use his chainsaw. The trapper has to use his traps. The wraith has to use his bell. The Michael Myers had to stalk people. Right? Let's say you're a hillbilly. Let's say you're not a good hillbilly, or you're going against a hillbilly that's not good, and they don't know how to use their chainsaw. That's going to screw them over when it was the old system, because you have to learn to use that chainsaw. You need the deviousness points. You have to have deviousness points in order to win, and you have to know how to use the chainsaw in order to win. Using the chainsaw is not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, you have to practice. You have to get good at it, and that's the thing about each killer. You should have to practice and have to get good at it. You should not be given the survivors on a golden platter. At the same time, the survivors should not be given the escape on a golden platter. And this is where this balance has to be found. And honestly, this messes up the balance way more, because now the survivors don't technically have to worry about the hillbilly using his chainsaw. I mean, obviously a good hillbilly is still going to use his chainsaw, but he doesn't have to. So someone who doesn't know how to use their chainsaw can still win now, even though that needs to be an integral part of the game. Okay, that's it for killer goals. Next up, we have Moris. Moris are something that makes a lot of people mad. Moris pretty much let you kill someone after getting them on the ground. And a lot of people don't like that. They think that's stupid. Wow, I had one chance at running away from this guy and I failed once. Now I'm dead and I lose my pip. Oh no, you lost a pip. Matter of the fact is, this entire community cries over losing a single pip. It's not like you lose a rank when you lose a pip. Maybe if you're on the edge of a rank, then you went down a rank, but then you go play another game, boom, back in that rank. The matter of the fact is, survivors are constantly getting the upper hand in this entire game. Every balance is to help the survivors. Every single one. There has been one balance that helped the killers, and that was to damage generators. Because survivors were running around 99%ing 5 generators, the killer couldn't find them, and then they pop all the jennies at once and escape. That's the only thing they've done for the killer. Everything else has been for the survivors. Survivors have taunting, they have teabagging, they have waiting at the end of the gates, right on the edge of escaping, and not leaving, prolonging the game until the killer has to come find them and hit them and scare them away into escaping. The matter of the fact is, the survivors get so much taunting power on the killer. They get to mess with the killer all they want. They get to stun them, which is super frustrating. Getting stunned sucks. It's frustrating. If you're the nurse, then they get to read your blinks and, you get stunned, which is annoying. There's so many things where the survivors get to have the upper hand on the killer. They get to taunt the killer. They get to make the killer mad all they want, and the killer doesn't get anything back on that. Moris are the one thing the killers get on survivors. The one thing. The new patch allows it so that the killers no longer can Mori someone upon first down. They have to put them on a hook once, and then once a survivor's been on a hook once, then you have to chase them around, get them down again, and then you can Mori them. which is the dumbest thing ever and causes more complications. This is the one thing. Now you might think, oh wow, Will, you're stupid. Moris are overpowered and you should not be able to just kill someone. It was their only chance. That's stupid. But the matter of the fact is, killers lose points for Moriing on the first down. That's the killer's choice. The killer does not, he might get a little hook points, he might get a little chase points, maybe a little deviousness if he used it in that chase, but the matter of the fact is, he gives up a bunch of chase points, a bunch of hook points, a bunch of deviousness points, a bunch of hunting points. He gives up every form of points for Moriing on the first down, and that's his choice. That's his choice. Especially when it comes to an Ivory Memento Mori, it's not like you get to kill every single person, you just get to kill one person. I mean, Ebony Memento Moris, yeah, you get to kill everyone, and you'll still pip if you kill everyone, but that's okay, because guess what? The Ebony Memento Mori is not easy to find, it's not easy to get. It's only going to be gotten by really good killers who are really high level. So maybe, oh no, this rank 1 survivor is going to lose a single pip because I Mori'd him. He seems like a pretty good survivor. I'm pretty sure he's going to go on and get those pips back instead of just hitting the wall of being at rank 1 and not being able to progress at all. I really don't think it's that big of a deal to lose a pip over the Mori. And the matter of the fact is, it's the one thing killers have. Just give it to them. You get to taunt the killers all you want, and whatever, right? Okay, the next thing on my list, the brand new part. Brand new part is something for Survivor. You get to put a brand new part into a toolbox, boom, instant Jenny fix. It's fun. It's nice. You can use it to your advantage. If you want to use it right at the beginning, then you can use it right at the beginning. If you want to save it for those last couple Jennies, you save it for the last couple Jennies. It consumes the toolbox upon use and instantly pops a Jenny. Now the matter of the fact is, if you get 4 people together with 4 brand new parts, then you can pop 4 Jennies instantly at the beginning of the game. And then, yeah, that's unbalanced, whatever. But it's kind of the same thing as the Mori, where you have to find 3 other people who are your friends, which, if you get this mad about this game, I'm guessing you don't have that many friends. And you have to have all brand new parts, which is an ultra rare add-on. This is extremely rare. I have a lot of friends that play DVD. None of them have brand new parts at the same time. None of them. It's really hard to get 4 people together to have brand new parts. Now, the patch that they did was brand new part no longer instantly repairs a Jenny. It now just repairs it very, very quickly. This gives the killer a chance to find them while they're repairing it, whatever. It's just not good. It's just not... The brand new part, that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. This is the one thing about Survivors that I'm going to say is stupid, and it is stupid. The brand new part should instantly repair it because it is an ultra rare add-on, and only someone who plays the game a lot will get it. Finally, we're done with patches. We're done with balance changes. Let's go on to patches. Patches. They fixed a couple things, mostly menu things and tip things. I think one of the descriptions were like messed up. It was redundant or something. Oh man, thank you guys for patching that for me. Anyway, let's look at the real problem that hasn't been looked at for the past 5 patches, and that's Jesus boards. Again, this is another thing that's in the survivor's favor. This entire game is gradually becoming more and more about the survivor surviving and not about the killer killing. We're in the realm of the entity here. The entity is supposed to be pleased. The entity is not pleased when the survivors escape. The entity is pleased when the survivors lose hope, when the survivors are scared and they have that hope and it's taken away from them in their sacrifice. That's why you get so many points for deviousness, that's why you get so many points for hunting, The matter of the fact is, it is not within the lore of the game to have the survivors winning constantly. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's just a game, get off the lore. Okay, fine, whatever. Now it's just unfair to the killers, because as you continue buffing and buffing and buffing and buffing the survivors with Decisive Strike, no longer can place traps at the ends of hooks, and just all these other things that just are in the survivors' favors constantly. I mean, the killers complained about the Decisive Strike, nothing was done about it. In fact, the killers used to get rid of Decisive Strike by dropping them and making them immediately lose their skill check. However, they patched that, you can no longer drop them when they're doing the skill check for the Decisive Strike. Again, giving the survivors the favor again. This is another thing where it's passively giving survivors an upper hand. Jesus boards. Jesus boards are these glitched out boards that are up straight up and down in front of something, and the killer can't pass them, whether they're thrown down or not, and they can't destroy them until they are thrown down. However, the survivors can run right past them. Because the survivors are smaller than the killer, their hitboxes don't hit it. So, unless the survivor is stupid and throws down the board, there's nothing the killer can do about it, and it creates infinites. This has been existent for 5 patches. I've been counting 5 patches that this has not been patched. And I don't know if it's because the dev team just doesn't play their own game, or if just nobody is complaining about it, because survivors are the only wusses that ever complain about anything. But the matter of the fact is, this is a big problem. This is a big glitch that needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed now, because survivors are kiting killers around infinitely while their other friends get generators, and that's not fair. That's broken. That's something broken that needs to be fixed. They fixed infinites in maps before, however, these Jesus boards still have not been fixed and have passively been creating infinites. It's just not fair to the killer. This game is gradually becoming more and more about being a survivor. And when I first played this game, I thought it was about being a killer. I thought you wanted to be a killer. But as I play more and more and more and more, I have over probably 300 hours logged onto this game, and as I play more and more, I feel like it's more about being a survivor than a killer. You can even see, go online right now, and it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to find a lobby because nobody wants to play the killer, because the survivors are so strong. The second a killer lobby becomes, it gets filled up like that, because nobody wants to be a killer. There's all these survivors looking for matches, because you're one of all these survivors, and there are not enough killers to take all the lobbies for them. For my closing thoughts, I just want to say that this game has been gradually becoming more and more about being a survivor. These killer goals, though being praised constantly all over the internet, are not going to balance the game. It's going to imbalance the game more than anything in this entire game's life. And I hope you guys agree with me. If you don't, go ahead and say in the comments, you know, to keep it friendly. Don't get all mad or anything. I know I raised my voice and stuff, but that's just because this is a rant and I'm very riled up right now. But yeah, let's talk. If you are like, hey, what about this, and I don't have anything to rebuttal with, then be like, yeah, I'll be like, okay, that's fair, and hopefully you guys will do the same. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just don't think this patch was good for the game. I really think it's gonna break it. So, all right, well, thanks guys, bye. Ooh, 20 minutes.